Welcome to this meditation series. Please take a seat. My name is Angie, and I will be your guide over this meditation course, where you will learn many of the benefits of meditation, as well as different techniques to help you build a daily practice. When you practice daily, you will notice the most significant changes within your life. Let's begin by defining meditation. What is meditation? Meditation is the practice of concentrated focus of your senses through sound and breath, movement, touch, sight, and visualization that will help you to develop mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness creates an increased awareness of the present moment, and it will help you to evaluate your experience of the present moment, your thoughts and your reactions, so that you can witness them without feeling at their will, right? So you can have a little bit more control over your thoughts. Let's talk about what meditation is not. Meditation does not mean not thinking. It would be virtually impossible to not think. So meditation is thinking, but noticing the thoughts. So having a good meditation doesn't mean that you have no thoughts, right? Maybe perhaps the more you practice, your thoughts will decrease. They won't take you by control in quite the same way. But that takes time and a lot of practice. So it's perfectly natural for the start of your meditation experience to have lots of thoughts and to feel really distracted. And when you notice that that's happening, then that's a great thing. So when you're new to meditation, or you're coming back to meditation after a long time, you will have a lot of thoughts. And what's important is to not berate yourself for having thoughts. All that you do is notice that you're thinking, notice that you're breathing, and come back to the body in the present moment. And really what meditation is in a practical sense is returning to that again and again. And as I said, over time, the space between the thoughts grabbing you and you noticing the thoughts will get wider and wider. And overall, you'll have a more settled feeling within your body and in your mind. So what is some of the science behind meditation? What are some of the benefits? So just a short list of meditation benefits includes a reduction of stress. So there's a lot of science behind the benefits of meditation. There's been some money put into these studies. There's a reduction of stress and a decrease of the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight, and an increase or the promotion of relaxation in the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's ability to rest and digest. And this process helps you to experience a calm focus, right? Regular meditation will help you to have a more focused mind. In brain scans on meditators, they notice that there's an increase in the gray matter of the brain, and that these structural changes to the amygdala help with emotional regulation and increase in memory. There is said to be an increase in neuroplasticity in the brain, which is your brain's ability to adapt to change over time. And even a release of telomeres in the brain to protect genetic information. So this will affect our body's ability and tendency to age, our body's tendency to have disease. And so with regular practice, consistent practice, there's great increase to these benefits to your body. Let's begin by taking a tall seat. One of the important things about meditation is to let the spine lengthen. So you want to sit up on plentiful support. If you are on the floor, and you certainly do not have to be, you want to sit up on blankets, pillows, cushions, so that your seat and your spine are really well supported. But it's also perfectly comfortable and acceptable to sit in a chair, but you do want your back to be supported. So a soft couch where you're leaning forward may not be as supportive to the spine. So sit in a chair where the back can feel very well supported and your feet can touch the ground. So you want to feel that your spine can lengthen and your body is supported. And then once you take this tall seat and you're comfortable in your seat, just scan the body a moment. Just notice how you're feeling and if you need to make any adjustments. And then we'll bring attention and intention to the hands. So throughout this course, we will be doing a few different mudras, just ways of holding your hands, ways of directing energy. And the easiest mudra I like to offer people is that if you're feeling today that you need a little bit more energy, a little more stimulation to the body or the mind, then simply flip your palms up on your legs, on your lap. And just relax through the fingers and relax through the palms. But if you're feeling that your energy is scattered and you're having trouble focusing and you need to feel more grounded, then you just flip your palms down and let them rest palms down on your lap. And so just come to one of those places with the hands that feels right to you. And notice your tall seat again. Feel the touch of your hands, right? Meditation is about noticing our sensory system and not being pulled by the sensory system. So in a sense, we don't become a victim of the sensory system. We see it for its benefit to the mind and to the body. And then we'll take a deep breath. You could close your eyes or you could just let your gaze trail down. There's different schools of thoughts on if the eyes should be opened or closed, but I think it's a personal choice. If it's more helpful to you to close the eyes, then do so. If it's more helpful to simply gaze downward, then do so. And as you're sitting, if you need to make adjustments for your comfort, you have the space to do so. And remember, the reality is that meditation includes many thoughts. You will have many thoughts, and that's okay. Your work in meditation is to notice when you have a thought, to notice your reaction. And when you notice those things, we come to the breath. So let's begin by noticing the breath. You'll take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And repeat that. Notice the inhale and notice the exhale. And there'll be no particular effort at first here with the breath. Just breathing in and breathing out. Soften the belly and relax the shoulders. One of the great meditation teachers, Thich Nhat Hanh, has said, when I'm breathing in, I notice I'm breathing in. When I'm breathing out, I notice that I'm breathing out. And meditation is as simple as that. And such simplicity has enormous benefit to the body, to the brain, to all aspects of your lived experience. So notice the breath in and notice the breath out. And notice where you feel the breath, Where do you first feel it? At the touch of the nose? As it draws in? Do you feel your belly expand, your rib cage expand? There's a little pause at the top of the inhale. And then you'll notice the exhalation. Where do you feel the exhalation begin? Is it in the belly or the nose? And simply follow that breath. And it's likely that you'll easily follow the breath for a few cycles, and then the mind will start to follow a thought or many thoughts. And your task is simply to notice when that happens. When does the brain want to chase after a thought? And when you catch that, come back to the breath. You might even say to yourself, oh, it's a thought. And come back to the breath. Now I'll leave you in silence for just a few minutes, about 3 minutes. Continue that task of focusing on the breath. And when a thought arrives, notice it, say thought, and come back to the breath. Notice the breath. Notice the body sitting still. And gently bring a little movement somewhere. Maybe it's the thumb brushing across fingertips. Maybe it's wiggling your toes. You might deepen your breath. Maybe take a sigh. And slowly start to roll your shoulders. One direction and the other direction. You might even gently rock your chin. And if you closed your eyes, you might simply open the lids. If you simply looked down, you might lift your gaze gently. And a quote to share by Ajahn Brahm. Meditation is like a gym in which you develop the powerful mental muscles of calm and insight. Take a full breath in, maybe a little pause at the top of the inhale, and a full breath out and a pause at the bottom of the exhale. And return to normal breath. Your homework is to notice the breath as you're going about your day. How often can you pause and when you breathe in, notice that you're breathing in, and when you breathe out, notice that you're breathing out. Thank you for practicing with me.